Hey y'all, welcome to the channel. Sprinkle, sprinkle everyone. So today we're going to be doing a witchy haul since you guys asked me to haul more products. I ordered some more stuff and some stuff was already on the way from the last video. So I'm going to show y'all what I got. So first thing I want to show y'all is that mermaid pin that I told you guys that I ordered from the Ukraine. And I had a mermaid theme haul last week. Thank y'all for being there for that. And it hadn't come in yet, but it finally shipped. And the links are going to be below for these items. This is from a store on Etsy called Dragon Kingdom. And they specialize in making pins, journals, and all that kind of stuff in different themes. So they sent me this little cute necklace. It's a seashell necklace. I guess this is like a free gift, which is really sweet. And it comes with a string, and it's made with leather. And then there's like a seashell made into it. So it's like really cute. I'm gonna put that up close. That was just on the decoration for the wrapping. So little free gift for me. Thank you. So this person makes pins, dipping pins, ink wells. Super fancy, so you can be extra in your magical writings. Look at this, a mermaid pin. It has a quill, like a dipping fountain pen quill type thing. And look at this detail on here. It's mermaid. I can tell it's made out of some sort of a leather. And the craftsmanship on that is really nice. So you would like dip in ink. Like if you have some ink and write your spells, your journaling, your book of shadows, your whatever, your love letters, I don't know, your spells. So it looks like a mermaid's tail. Isn't that pretty? This came all the way from the Ukraine. They also have ones that are like dragon. If you like dragons, they do like dragon wings and stuff like that. So this is the shop on Etsy, Dragon Kingdom on Etsy. Thank you. And it's linked in the description bar. Okay, I'm going to set that down and open the ink dipping vial. Sorry, y'all. I should have opened this before, but I wanted to be surprised. Okay. So this is the ink dipping container. And it's painted the same color as the pen. And you can put it in there to rest, or you can put ink in there and just dip. All right, so we have a pen and ink dipper. Yes, it's also a little fan. So this is from Dragon Kingdom on Etsy. Y'all go check them out. Tell them I sent you if you can, if you want to. You don't have to if you buy something. It took about 2 to 2.5 weeks to get here, which wasn't bad since it's from the Ukraine. Okay, so, and it was wrapped very nicely. Packaging was great. Quality is excellent, better than I actually expected. And I can't wait to use this tonight. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle, and put that there. Okay, y'all. Thanks for being patient. Okay, the next thing we're going to talk about is, okay, I'm going to go into the oud that I've been loving and scenting my house with, my clothes with, my hair with, and just everything with. Been ordering a lot of different things that are just a little bit different. So I bought this really pretty electric incense oud or charcoal burner. It's whatever you want to put in there. So this heats up from the inside. As you can see, I've already been using it. And you can put charcoal in here, resin. You can put like wood chips, oud wood chips. This is the one that I've been using, Oud Tip, and it smells so good. If you were watching my channel earlier today, you saw it on my other channel. It's peach, raspberry, strawberry, white lily, lavender rose, exotic cinnamon, cedarwood, argwood. Agarwood. So it's like oud. And this smells so divine and so wonderful. And you just plug this up. This heats up and you put your wood chips in there just by themselves, or, and it smokes and everything. It gives you that very good oud smell in your home. And this is what it looks like. These are the wood chips that are soaked in the exotic oils and things like that. And your house will just smell divine. Yes. And all of these are going to be linked in the Oud link down there. You can get all this stuff on Amazon that I'm showing you for the Oud. Okay. I also got another fragrance of the same brand of Oud. This is the Oud of Ragba. I hope I said that right. And this one is a little different. This is rose, nutmeg, wildflowers, rosewood, lemongrass, oakwood, vetiver, musk, and agarwood. Those are the notes on that. Everyone prefers this one in the house versus this one. So this one is a little bit stronger. So I would say this is more good for maybe a bathroom or like deep meditation or something like that. And this is really good for like scenting your clothes, your hair, your home, if you want just a sweet, nice smell. Okay, it's very good. And oud is supposed to bring you a sense of well-being, calmness, tranquility. It's supposed to get rid of negative energies and all those types of things, as well as, you know, scenting your home, connecting and divining with higher energies. It's also a captivating scent that is associated with like an aphrodisiac. So if you're trying to set the mood, you burn some oud. Ooh, that kind of rhymes. It's stimulating for passion and romance. So instead of just burning some regular old incense, get you some oud wood chips and burn it. If it's kind of strong, put it in another room so that it kind of wafts into the next room. It's spiritually thought to elevate the soul, facilitating a deeper spiritual connection and attracting positive energy. It also is good for driving away exhaustion, removing impurities, expelling negative energies. It brings you alertness and relieves anxiety, invokes a sense of strength, peace, and your cerebral functioning, so it helps you think better. It also is good for nervous disorders. So if you have a problem with nerves, this will literally calm you. Also helps with neurosis and obsessive behavior. So if you got OCD, burn some oud. Sprinkle, sprinkle. It also helps with like calming yourself if you've had like a hard day or if you're anxious about something. It's also good for comfort, even in the summer months. Even though it smells warm, it's really good for, you know, scenting your home. It also allows your home to smell very luxurious. They burn this kind of stuff in, like, you know, the Middle East, Dubai, India, East Africa, Egypt, all that, you know. It's very luxurious, and I definitely recommend. Sprinkle, sprinkle. And I'm going to link some of the items that I'm showing you below. Now, if you don't want to get one of these fancy oud burners and you just want to, if you're on a budget, you can get one of these on Amazon as well. You can buy one alone, or they come in sets of 3s. And I love how it has this little ceramic tea light holder that you can put in and take out. And you just put some of that oud wood chip in here and light the tea light, and it does the same thing for way less. You don't have to worry about you know, something happening if you forget to unplug it. So I would definitely recommend this if you forget to unplug things, because you need to unplug this after about 10-15 minutes so that, you know, it doesn't smoke up and, you know. But this one is perfect because the candle will go out and everything will be fine. So I use this in my bedroom to burn my wood. If you don't like the messy, you know, little jar of scented oud wood chips, you can definitely opt for a box of cooler, and they come in little separate packages and scent squares that you can place in the burner or in the little oil burner. And this will literally perfume your room or your home, the whole, like if you have upstairs and downstairs, the whole downstairs, and it's very potent. And these are also linked in that link that I linked. And if you get a certain box that's like a little bit more expensive, it comes with a burner. And I'll show you mine. This comes with this burner. This comes off like this. I have my wood chips in there. There's little stars in the brass. And then it comes with a wooden holder. And you stick a tea light in there. This one works pretty good, but it's not, you know, it's just black and brass and a little wood base. So it's like a basic, so good. It's like a basic burner, a starter kit, okay? And it comes in this box. So get the one that it's like a little bit more expensive. I think it's like $29 or $21 or $21. And it comes with so many of these little incense oud squares. And it smells really good, just as good as the wood chip. They're just condensed in a little square. I'll try to show you one. I'll open one. And there's different scents, so you can experiment with different scents. So this is what they look like. You just set it in there and burn it, or you can set it in the other one and light the tea light, and your home will smell rich and luxurious. I love these so much. I like, you can literally become addicted. I'm gonna tell y'all, yes, Dubai vibes. You can literally become addicted to oud, like scenting your house, your clothes, your hair in a short amount of time, because I think I might have. They say, I'm not sure how true this is, that there's a cannabinoid in some of these scents or ouds that like literally make you feel like, but I don't know if that's true. Y'all have to let me know. But to me, I feel like I have to do it every day now. Now that I've gotten it, I can't stop because that's how good it is. Okay, I'm like, I don't want to stop. I want to smell this every day of my life. All right. Also, I bought this, which also burns the wood chip from, like, if y'all can see how little of a space that is to burn that wood chip. You would use this type, the little argwood chip, and the oils and the little, you would use one of these fine ones small enough or cut it to fit in here in this little space. And I'll take it out and show you. So this is what I have in there. You just put it in there. Make sure it's down in there. And then if you want to do your clothes or your hair, you put this top on it, press this, it charges up. And it's going to start smoking, and you could just do your clothes, your hair, set it under your hanging up clothes, and it just perfumes all your clothing. They have these in different colors: white, black, silver. The pink one was the only one I could get prime on Amazon. It comes in this box. See that, the black one? And see how you can attach the comb to it. This is how it's smoking. But you can literally attach the comb to it, and the smoke from the oud chips, well, you can put it in your hair, your wig, and your hair will smell so good. Oh my gosh. This is called Bukur. And these are on Amazon. It's linked in the link. I keep linking in the live comments, and it's also in the description bar, the oud items. So look, you see how it's smoking? But every day your hair can smell like this. And the scent that I'm using that I really, really like is the Oud Items. I hope I'm saying that right. Oud Items. This is the one that I really like. I'm going to be reordering it. I do my clothes and everything. Okay, so, and it turns off automatically, so you don't accidentally leave it on. And so if you don't finish what you're doing, you just re-hit the button and it'll come back on again. And you can get that on Amazon. It comes with a little brush to sweep out the inside from the wood chips and a little pair of tongs so you can get it out, you know, or pick up your oud chips and put them in. So it does come with some little tools and a charger. It comes with a charger as well, just a regular USB charger. And it smells so good. And then like at night, you just want a little scent before you go to bed, put this on your nightstand, turn it on, and it'll turn off by itself after like 1 minute. You just get your little oud on. Okay, so y'all get this. Y'all definitely need this. Get your house smelling luxurious. Get your sense of well-being. Drive away all the negative energy. It's sort of like saging, but without the sage, but with something that smells a lot better. Okay, look at that. Technology. There you go. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay, that smells good. Put it all in your clothes. Put it under your chair. Get your underwear. Okay. It's a little witchy tip. Like, oh, you smell so good. What is that scent? Why do you smell like that? If you know, you know. Okay, whatever. And there's certain scents that you can get that's more romantic or seductive as well. I would also say, let me turn this off. You can also put other things in here. Maybe. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Whew. I feel so good when I do those. With chips in my hair, in my wig. A lot of y'all always ask me, do you cleanse your wigs? Well, I do now. And they smell good. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. Now, y'all don't understand how good that smells. I'm just done. I'm living for that. All right. Next thing I got, so we're going to stay, you know, with the incense. I got some bewitching incense. It says an enticing bewitching scent to add some magic to your life. And you can get these on my store, Dark Realm Online Occult Shop.com. And I listed each individual item from my store in the description bar. The things that are from my store do not ship internationally. Only the things on Amazon and Level Up Cosmetics. But anything that is from Dark Realm Online Occult Shop, like the spiritual items I'm about to show you guys, they don't ship internationally, just so y'all know. So these bewitching incense, let me see what they smell like, because I haven't smelled it. I ordered these from my own store. Let's smell the bewitching incense. Ooh, this does smell like magical night or something. This smells like Halloween. It has like a little licorice smell, a little. It's like, it's very witchy, but not overwhelming. So I still like the oud better, but this is nice if you just want like a witchy smell in your house. It's called Bewitching. I say do it when you're like in a witchy mood, getting dressed, getting ready to do spell work or whatever. So Bewitching incense. Okay, if y'all are into burning herbs, making your own incense, or making your own spell bottles or spell work, I do have lots of herbs on my store, Dark Realm Online Occult Shop. So this is witch's grass, and this is good for representing Jupiter. It's potent in spells seeking happiness, good luck, or overcoming obstacles. Also good to use in exorcisms. Okay, so if you got a dusty demon in your house, start burning this. I also have wormwood. Wormwood is often burned as an incense during rituals and spell work designed to increase or develop psychic powers. Also connected to the masculine energy, Mars, and fire. So if you have, you know, if you want to increase the masculinity vibes in your home, burn this near the guy or the person that you need to associate with more masculinity. It's associated with Mars and fire. Or if you're trying to use it in some type of spell work, it also helps develop your psychic abilities. It's also good for so many other things, but y'all can look that up. All right. The most famous thing that I sell on my store, this is the most popular item from my store. So Jezebel root is used by women to attract wealthy men or to help receive better tips and raises from men. It is also often used to attract sugar daddies. So what you do is take a piece of the root. You can cut it up or keep it as large as you want. They come in different sizes. You keep a piece in your purse. You keep a piece in your pocket. You put a piece in your house, your desk at work, whatever. You can make an oil with it. You can just carry it, whatever. So Jezebel root is definitely going to help you get that rich man provider. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. You got my phase 1 elixir, sprinkle, sprinkle. I hope you like it. Thank you, girl. Or the angel. I appreciate that. Okay, now we have valerian root. It's used in spells and rituals of protection, purification, also known for warding off negative intention and magic. It also connected to feminine energy, Venus, and Earth. This is really good for protection if you feel like you need extra protection to ward off negative intentions. You know, shake them haters off. Get you some valerian root. You can burn that or use it in your spell work or sprinkle it in a candle. Okay. That's on Dark Realm Online Occult Shop. And we don't ship internationally on that shop. So sorry. All right. Well, the masculine energy is for the man. You know, or if you're trying to create a more masculine man, get him to do something. All right, red sandalwood is a powerful burnt offering in love spells and rituals. It's also sprinkled in areas to repel negativity, also associated with feminine energy, Venus, and water. So this is good to sprinkle around your bedroom, your house, you know, wherever you may want to, you know, repel negativity or, you know, enforce feminine energy. And also if you burn it, it's good for love spells. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Last but not least of the herbs, cinnamon. Of course, everyone knows what cinnamon is. It's a culinary spice, but cinnamon is also believed to be a very powerful addition to spells for money drawing, to bring in that money, and for love spells as well. So cinnamon is very good. You could sprinkle it over candles, put it in a candle, do spell work with it, put it in a mojo bag or whatever you use. But incorporate cinnamon in your money spells and your love spells, and you're going to get what you want. All right. So these are all my herbs. I'm going to put them away. And I smell so good. That oud really is still like wafting around. Okay, the next thing. Okay, I found these. These are also on Amazon. Maybe not this same brand, but I did link it in the Oud link. I'm going to link my Oud link again for resins, incense, and all that kind of stuff. So this is pure resin cups, and they come in these little charcoal cups. Kind of have to get dirty, but they're already cups of charcoal, and then they have resin sprinkled in them. So all you literally have to do is take out the charcoal, light it, and then it already has the resin in it. You just light it up. You don't have to do nothing else. It's already scented and everything. So I actually put one in my oud burner, and it comes with a little tin plate to rest it onto. It comes with that. You can get something similar to that on Amazon. I have it linked in the Oud link that I put up. Okay. I'm going to show y'all another really pretty burner real quick. I forgot to show y'all. If you like a more elegant looking, simple burner, this is also on Amazon and linked in the Oud link. Because I know y'all going to ask. I can't wait to use this one. I might take this one upstairs to my office where I do all my other stuff. Okay. So it looks like this. And you can tighten it and move it up or down. But you put a tea light here and you put your oud, your charcoal, your resin, or whatever type of incense. It can either be loose incense in here. And this comes out so you can clean it. And it's just really pretty. Brass. You can go like this, like this. But this is also on Amazon. I'm going to use this upstairs in my office. Goes. I have so many things down here already. I'm going to pick something upstairs. All right. Beautiful incense and oud and charcoal burners. Okay. Yes. All right. I have an Etsy store haul from a Witchy Etsy store. Okay. Let me show y'all. This is from Madam Phoenix on Etsy. So I have some Mermaid Magic bath soak, bath salts. And it says, use this oceanic bath salt to connect more deeply with the magical beings of the water elements, sirens, mermaids, etc. These timeless otherworldly spirits are the awareness and soul of water, the lifeblood of the earth that flows through our veins. as the rivers flow down to the ocean. Bathe in these sacred salts and feel the magical nature of water both around you and within you. All right, so made with organic herbs, essential oils, da 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 da. So I got that. I also got Cleopatra milk bath. Woo, Cleopatra milk bath. What? I'm getting ready to get my bath on. So it looks like this. Look how full it is. I mean, she filled that up. So this is used. Use this luxuriant milk bath to invoke the regal beauty, power, and sexual magnetism of the most famous Cleopatra herself, made to help you feel more confident and desirable. Legend speaks of Cleopatra bathing in milk to help her even more radiant. To help her be even more radiant. I think they forgot to say be. Okay. It says, handmade, gentle and creamy skin soothing soak filled with high quality oils and natural ingredients for exceptional spiritual experience like no other. Get you some of this, ma'am. This is Madam Phoenix. Link is linked in the description bar. And she has an Etsy store called Madam Phoenix. Okay. MadamPhoenix.com. All right. Wait, I'm not done. Because Madam Phoenix has some good stuff, y'all. Okay, Madam Phoenix also has Jezebel powder. Okay, she's not playing over there. Madam Phoenix has Jezebel powder, and Jezebel was a strong and powerful queen in ancient Phoenicia, loyal to her gods and renowned for her beauty, strength of will, courage. She ruled as an equal over 2,000 years ago. Sprinkle over or wear to surround yourself with fearless, strong, and regal energy. So you just put this on like a powder. Okay. Handmade from high quality oils, all natural magical ingredients. Use these as body powders or sprinkle where you wish to fill your space with magical energy. Sprinkle, sprinkle. All right. So it comes with a little sprinkle powder. It has little holes in there. You can sprinkle. It smells really good too. And I just spilled a bunch of it on my laptop. It don't look good. But it smells really nice. It's not very strong, so it's not going to be overpowering. It's very fresh and floral, I would say. And just very nice. You know what I'm saying? Good for after a bath. Or just sprinkle it around your house, little areas you want to feel more confident and powerful. All right. Sorry, let me wipe some of this off. Got sprinkled everywhere. Okay, so that's Jezebel powder by Madam Phoenix on Etsy. Y'all go check out her store. Tell her I sent you if you like. Okay. She also has business prosperity spray. So if you have a business or trying to start a business or just want to increase your own business or whatever you're doing, spray. It smells really good too. It smells good. It's like very fresh. Spray it around me. I'm my own business. Shoot. Okay, high quality essential oils, natural magical ingredients for an exceptional spiritual experience. Contains business prosperity blessing perfume. Sprinkle, sprinkle. And it smells good too, y'all. So very fresh and exhilarating. Okay, the last thing I bought from Madam Phoenix on Etsy was this Lucky Hand Spell Root. Yeah, this is like some little roots. Okay, so Lucky Hand Root is used in spells for good luck, attraction, gambling luck, prosperity. Carry it in a green, red, or gold bag with abundance or open road herbs, and dress it with money magnet or road to riches oil monthly. And this is like really good, like if you do hoodoo, practice hoodoo or whatever, put in a mojo bag, green, red, or gold, with some abundance road herbs, and dress it with money magnet or road to riches oil every month. All right, I just wanted it because it looked interesting. I'm just sharing it with y'all. Okay. This smells really good. I'm very surprised this business prosperity spray smells this good. Okay, I'm liking that. And I'm going to use this bath soap, my Mermaid bath soap, probably tonight or tomorrow night. Let's see. But I'm definitely putting this Jezebel powder all over me. all the haters want to call me a Jezebel, and so what? Sprinkle, sprinkle. All right. I think that's it for my witchy haul. Wow. I think that's it. Yep. That's it. So I have. Y'all want to ask me some questions about any of the items or my store or anything like that? Go ahead. How many wigs do I have? Too many, man. Too many. More than I can count. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I might have more wigs than Cleopatra had. All right. How y'all doing? How y'all doing this evening? Thank y'all for clicking the like button and subscribing if y'all are new here. I do appreciate you. You said, what would you mix some of the items with to make body oil? I would say something like either a light type of oil, almond oil or grapeseed oil are really good for making like body oils. They don't go rancid very fast and they're light. Okay. You said you're not a Jezebel. Well, I like that Jezebel powder. It smells very good. And I'm also getting ready to really enjoy this Cleopatra milk bath that I got from Madam Phoenix on Etsy. I'm just going to be all luxurious. I'm going to have my oud burning, taking my milk baths, burning my incense, sprinkling on my Jezebel powder after. And, you know, so someone also said jojoba oil is good too. You said, is hoodoo a closed practice? No, but it is based in African American and folk magic from, America. So, and if you are ancestrally rooted in that type of magical practice, like my family is from different parts of the U.S., like, Louisiana, Texas, some parts of the Caribbean. So, they're heavily into those types of magic. But I would suggest, like, if your magic is more rooted in, because it's a mix of all types of magic, a mix between like African spirituality, European magic, Native American magic, all sorts of, European and Native American and African magic. So it's like a little melting pot. I would say. I'll definitely say incorporate whatever you choose to, but also be respectful of the roots of it, you know. Thank you, Lita. I appreciate you getting the elixirs. I appreciate that. Okay. You said I keep switching my looks. Y'all, if y'all like this wig, it's linked in the description bar. The first link. And also has a discount code if y'all want it. All right. And can you take the copper, gold, and silver elixir at the same time? As the same as phases. They're more like supplements. So take them more like a vitamin, I would say. Yeah. Copper is good for your skin and hair and your joints. The gold is good for your thinking, your muscles, and your conductivity in your brain. Silver is good for keeping yourself well and your immune system. And if you get the platinum, that's good for your libido and energy. The gold's also good for energy. But that platinum will have you want some other type of activity going on. So be careful. Have a project. I would definitely say if you are going to use the platinum, or if you're on phase 2, have some type of project to put all of your energy into, because it's definitely going to increase. Sprinkle, sprinkle. And those only ship in the US too. So. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you. He said it's giving storm. I smell good now. Like all the stuff that I just sprayed and powdered myself with. I'm feeling the energy increase. I don't know what it is. My senses are ensnared. I can only imagine if there was someone else around me, how they would react. What are your thoughts on the masses receiving information they may not be ready for, such as those who click your videos and such? It causes distress within them because they aren't ready. Well, don't click on them. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Don't click on it. That's my suggestion. Warning: if you ain't ready, don't click. And there, it's not a lot of the stuff that I talk about. A lot of people don't believe it anyway, or they don't care. So it just depends on what you choose to believe, what you choose to learn, and what you choose to allow to affect you. That's all I'm saying. Like, I've learned to master that. Just because you learn something doesn't mean you have to believe it or allow it to affect you. You're just learning it. Or Haha or Jaja says they'll come back when they're ready. Okay. You say you love Madam Phoenix products. Her lotion, shower gels, and candles are great. Yeah, I just got a bunch of stuff from her, and I can't wait to use it. I just used the spray. It's really good. Oh, Roma, sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you for sharing your knowledge of the occult and metaphysics. I've been learning and growing so much. Oh, sprinkle, sprinkle, Roma. I appreciate you. You said when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Luna, yeah. Yeah, when I make my videos, I really don't think about if someone is ready for them or not. If you're searching and you click, you was ready enough. Unclick if you ain't ready, take a break. Ground yourself, do something grounding, do something, mundane, and get yourself back to the everyday, and then come back later on when you can absorb some of that information. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. You say our purpose is one we must create. So how do we get closer to that and finding said purpose. Thank you. There's not only one purpose. We don't have just one purpose. We have several purposes. So whichever one you're doing right now is your purpose. You know what I'm saying? Whichever one you create is your other purpose. Whichever one you enjoy doing and, you know, that helps others is also your purpose. So you have several purposes. Everything you do is your purpose. So I always tell people, just do something you like because you want to, and there's your purpose. Thank you, Grace and Spice. Sprinkle, sprinkle. There is no specific purpose for each person. You create your own purpose by what you like, what you're drawn to, what you choose to share, express, and represent. So it's whatever you choose. Okay. Thank you. You say you found my videos at the right time from those people on TikTok taking content from girl. Well, at least it led you to the right place, right? Sprinkle, sprinkle. So I like, you know, supporting small business. I like enjoying the items that I'm going to use. I like making everyday things that are supposed to be mundane, magical. So, you know, hence the Cleopatra milk bath, hence the oud, hence the incense and herbs and fancy, you know, oud burners, hence the elixirs or whatever, you know, candles, whatever. Just make your life a little bit more magical and enjoy it more. And, you know, I feel like when people make their lives just the way that they want them, it helps you manifest better because you're already living your best life by your own doing. And so therefore, you know, your confidence is higher, your mood is better, your frequency is higher when you go to manifest. So live your most magical life. Even if you are on a budget, make your own stuff out of the stuff that you have around your house, you know, or things that you can get. Before I bought this oud comb to comb, I would just take some burning wood chips and just do like this with the burner. But that's, you know, that might not be too safe. So I'm glad that they invented something like this, but you can use what you got. Just, you know, be safe with it. You can make your own wood chips. Get you some oud oil, some, you know, sandalwood, arborwood. Put your own oils together, make your own mix. So if you can't afford to go and shop, make your own stuff. You know, that's also what being witchy is about, is using what you have to create what you want. Okay. So before I, you know, would go shop and stuff, if I had the ingredients to make certain things, I would. You know, you can buy a lot of the stuff to make in the grocery store, you know, powdered milk, powdered incense, oils, essential oils, and all that kind of stuff. You can buy all that stuff at Whole Foods and make your own stuff, you know, and even maybe sell it. To be a witch is to be cunning and creative. Yes. It's also to be wise and know things that most people may not learn or think is important. It's not always having to, you know, it doesn't always have a negative connotation with it. It's just the practice that you choose, the things that you choose to learn that most people will label that. I just label myself someone wise. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Anyway, also make sure you stay hydrated. Like, I drink a lot of water. You could drink teas, water. Do I believe in numerology? I don't believe in I don't believe in things. I use them. There's a difference. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how to explain this. The best way I can explain this is when you believe in something, you become a servant of it. When you use something as a tool, it becomes a servant of you. So if you're using it as a tool and you don't really buy into it 100%, but you're using it as a tool, that's different. So to a lot of the people that are getting into spirituality or whatever y'all are getting into, use the knowledge as a tool, not a belief system. Okay. That's the best thing that you will ever hear when it comes to learning about all these things. Don't become a believer. Use them as tools. Because if you believe in something, you start to serve. And if you're a goddess, you don't serve. Okay? So use it as a tool, not something you believe in. Don't become a servant. Stay a goddess or a god. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. You said, is the electric sage in the description is what I can put it in? Electric sage, girl, what? You mean this? Or this? I don't know what you're talking about, but you can put it in either one of these. Sprinkle, sprinkle. This just requires a really small piece of the wood chip. Okay. I don't know who any of these people are that are making predictions, so I don't know. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. Does organic ingredients make a difference? Like potency or purity? Probably, because if you have something that is chemically enhanced, it takes away from the natural vibration of whatever it is that you're using. Okay. Have I ever accepted spiritual mentorship? Heck no. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Why would I? It's a personal journey. Okay. So, like everything. Okay, let me save y'all some trouble. Any question that you're going to ask me that has to do with me not remaining at goddess status, it's going to be a no. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. So just think about it like that. If it doesn't allow you to stay at goddess or god status, it's a no. Sprinkle, sprinkle. That makes so much sense. It's like I don't believe in math. I use math as a tool to get what I want. Exactly. You got it now. Okay. That's a really great analogy. Thank you, Juliet. She said it's like she does not believe in math, but she uses it as a tool. She doesn't worship math. She just literally uses it as a tool to get what she needs to get done. Okay. You don't go around with, an equation necklace on. So whatever it is, think of that analogy and stay at goddess status. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Go more in depth on psychic vampirism. It's when it's literally, your ability to use hypnosis on others to siphon their energy. It's literally all it is. Sprinkle, sprinkle. All right. Some people don't realize that they're doing it. Some people do it. Some people are just very draining in general with energy. Some people just don't stick around people that are draining in energy. Some people can literally just touch you and take your energy with a form of hypnosis. So if you study any of that, it's very obvious. Okay. I don't know. I don't know about those portraits. I don't know what you're referring to, but I've never seen it. You said, is narcissism real? If it's real to you. You know, if you were going to, you know, think about religion or the gods and goddesses that are in each culture. I mean, are those gods and goddesses narcissistic? And who cares? Are you getting what you want? Are you happy? Are you creating the life that you want? Are the people in your life happy? Why do we care about it? Is it just a label to make other people feel better about themselves that they haven't figured it out yet? Or is it for victims who suffer at the hands of narcissists who don't have to? You know what I mean? So that's my question. Like, we have a lot of victim mentality and people want to point the finger at narcissists. Get away from them then. Don't be a victim. Stop complaining. Walk away. Okay? That's literally the answer. Don't sit there and complain about it. If you can't beat them or join them, then walk away. Who cares? If you can't beat them or join them, walk away. Don't sit there and cry about it. It's not worth it. Okay. You said it so is narcissism an agenda to make people not believe they are God. I think it's more of an agenda to create the victims of society and the ones who can definitely influence others. So most narcissistic people are very successful versus most victims of narcissistic people. Why? Because they sit there and take it and won't get up. They're self-defeated. So you teach other people how to treat you by how you treat yourself. You treat yourself like you're all that and you're a goddess. A goddess doesn't allow anybody to tell them anything that they're not going for or agree with. They will walk. So if you stick around, that's literally you submitting to that behavior and allowing it. So if you're a goddess in your own mind, if you're a god in your own mind, you're not going to stick around. You're going to be like, I'm out. Forget that. Good luck. Or you're going to be an even bigger narcissist and y'all will probably get along just fine. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You said people care too much. Exactly. How do you interact with others knowing you are superior to them, knowing hardly anyone else understands you and sees the world the way you do? I think everyone has the potential to get on a certain level. They just haven't reached it yet. So I feel like if they're not ready to interact with someone, then, you don't have to talk to them about everything. You can talk to them about mundane things. And when you get around people that are more on your level, then you can talk to them about the other things. So just know what conversation to have with certain types of people. Like you see someone that you obviously don't think is going to be on your level, then you're not going to talk about things not on their level. You're just going to say, oh, that's a nice shirt you have on. Where did you get it? Versus, well, did you know the such and such and such and such, and you know the frequency of this, and you know you can manifest a lot. You're not going to talk about stuff like that with certain people. You're going to talk about the weather, their nice shirt, and keep it moving. There are certain people that don't have to get to that level, and there are certain people that are already there, or certain people that are getting there. So talk to people where they're at. Talk to people where they're at, because not everybody going to be where you at. And you got to be able to move around and talk to people on all levels. Okay. If you're unable to entertain certain people for very long, you're not going to, be able to do that, but you can still be cordial, Okay. You can definitely be cordial. Hmm. You say you're making a lot of money, but your work is draining. How do you attract money doing what I love? Um, Well, if you do what you love, it's not really work, and you would literally do it for free. So you getting paid for it is the added bonus. I would say find a faster, easier, quicker way or a shortcut to do the same thing that you're already doing for less time. So find a way to free up your time and find a quicker way. If you make a lot of money doing what you're doing, they say throw money at your problems. So maybe hire someone. If you don't want to hire someone, maybe, cut some corners that you are able to cut without you compromising the quality of whatever you're doing. Just find a way to make your life easier. Okay. Thank you. You said is heaven and hell real? If you believe in it. In some traditions and some cultures, those places don't exist. So it's only real if you believe in it. It's real to you in your imagination. It's real to you in your mind. It's real to you in your frequency. So that's why I say if you learn about something, you don't necessarily have to believe it. And if you look around the world, if it doesn't exist in every single culture, is your way the correct way or the only way, or is just a belief? A belief. You have to remember that. And it's okay to have a belief if that's what comforts you. Hmm. You said, do you think Kat Von D is really done with the occult? Why? You know what I think? I think people do things for a certain reason. I think if you have a lot of knowledge into something and understand how things work, technology works, and all those kind of things, science and all that, if you take the occult sciences, quantum physics, the technology that exists today, and then your ability as a person and your frequency, and you learn all of those things, there's very little to fear, especially if you understand it. Some people don't have that much knowledge to understand things on that level, and so they spook easily. That's all I'm gonna say. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Super excited for our letters on the mermaid paper. All timeless tea. I mailed them out today, girl. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You should be getting them soon. So, some people get spooked very easily if they can't explain something, just like they did back in the old days when they accused people of sorcery and witchcraft. If someone knew something that the other person didn't know, or if someone performed some type of, medical act that was more miraculous and they've never seen it before, they're going to automatically label it evil, scary, or da da da, when literally it's just knowledge of certain things. So I feel like people that are scared out of the occult did not know enough about the rest of the things that are associated with science, frequency, and technology. It all goes together. And what people try to do is separate it or make you feel like it's something else when it really is just technology or frequency change. So I really don't feel like people should be afraid or scared away from something that they value and liked just because they didn't know enough. They should go and learn more. I don't like, you shouldn't run from stuff. You should go and learn more about it so you never have to run from things again. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't mean you have to believe in it. It doesn't mean you have to worship anything. It doesn't mean you have to, you know, submit to anything. It means you just learned it and you understand it and you see how it works and functions and why things are the way they are. It's like you're more of an observing and a learning person rather than someone that's being spooked or afraid of things. Now, Talisha, sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you, girl. Appreciate the super sticker. Okay. And we have Google for a reason. I mean, it's so easy to learn these days. There are papers written by people that have done all the research for you, college papers written by professors, published articles written about all this science and technology and things and psychic awareness and all this kind of stuff. Combine it all together and there's your answer. Okay? Sprinkle, sprinkle. It's combine it all together. And you all have way, way less fear. How often do you need to do spells or like love spells? I say do it one time. If you have to do it more than once, it should be on a different person. You know what I'm saying? If you keep doing it over and over and over, move on. It's time to move on. If that person like you, they're gonna come get you. Okay? The energy that you're putting into that spell work has to be confidence, not lack. So you are confident that this person is going to come to you. You're confident that this person is going to love you or do whatever you need them to do for you. You don't sit there and keep doing love spells over and over because you feel like you're not good enough. It ain't working. Da, da, da. That's just going to defeat the whole purpose. You do it and forget it and move on. If it work. And if it don't, you go on to the next anyway. And usually it works when you have that frequency and that attitude. Okay. Mm-hmm. Do you find a difference between doing spells to attract what? Doing spells work outdoors or indoors? Most people do their spells indoors, especially if they live, somewhere where you can't really be out in the open doing that kind of stuff, unless you have a private backyard or a patio. Wherever you feel most comfortable is where you should do it. Okay. That's how I feel. I've done both, so either one works fine for me. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You said, imagine doing rituals and the neighbors see it, or Google Earth taking a picture of your house and you out there in a robe or naked running around a cauldron. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Stay in your house. Or no, do what you want. If you don't mind being on Google Earth, you could. That would be kind of cool. Somebody goes and look up your house and see you in the backyard naked with a cauldron. Okay. Make sure you look good. Put some lotion on. They take pictures to update ever so often, so you never know. You said bless them with a view. Exactly. You said yes. Best to use the elixirs. Take half a dropper in the morning and half a dropper in the afternoon. Yeah. How do you get the courage to do the thing you've manifested for? If you've manifested a job, now you got it, and now it feels like it's too good. Girl, ain't nothing too good for you. If you're a goddess, ain't nothing too good for you. Think about that. That's why you got to get on this goddess mentality. Nothing is too good for you. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Who else? You want to give it away to someone else? Okay. If you're a god or a goddess in your mind and your mental, nothing is too good for you. Think like that, man. Think like that. See, this is why, like, when you read and study gods and goddesses, you're not doing it to worship them. You're doing it to see exactly the type of things that they represent, their thinking, what they stand for. And you are supposed to become like the gods and the goddesses, not anything below. You're never supposed to think something is not good for you, enough for you. You're never supposed to think any of those things. You're supposed to ascend to your goddess status and stay there. Okay, mentally. And everything else will also rise and ascend to that status if you get there first here. Frequency wise, mental, then physical. Because I don't think, some people call it confidence. Some people say it's conceited. Some people say, oh, you're not being humble. Some people say, bow down, you don't deserve something. And some people say, I am a god, I am a goddess. Which one are you going to say? No. You don't have to go and announce it. You don't have to tell everybody and their mama. You just need to feel it, walk and talk like it. And that's it. Okay. Get into that goddess mentality, man. I mean, a lot of women who are queens back in the day, they were as close to being a goddess in the human form, because it was said that, royalty was, definitely linked and anointed by, the divine. So if people can walk around thinking that they're royalty, or you have royal blood, that means you're literally connected to the divine. So just think that you're already divine. There's your connection. You don't have to be a peasant all your life. You don't have to think like one either. Okay. Remember, tools, not, you don't use things to worship or to believe in. You use them as tools. That's literally it. If you're basing your life on your tools, you're not living as a goddess or a god. You use your tools to enhance your life, to create with. That's using them like a goddess. In some spiritualities, and you set up an altar to one of your goddesses, they require certain tools or things on their altar because those are their tools. That's what they use. They don't worship those things. Those tools represent something. Those tools are a way to wisdom. Those tools are a way to see things and to guide, but they are not to be worshiped or believed in. They are simply tools. Okay, so that's what you got to separate. A lot of people that get into spirituality start confusing the tools, the systems, and all those things as things to worship or believe in. Yes, you are the magic, and You are using the magician. So use your tools. Just like on the tarot card of the magician. All their tools are on the table, and they're wielding all of that. Okay. Believe in you. The idea of acting humble has women not embracing their goddess selves and sometimes stuck in their ego competition mode. Yeah. I've already, you know what? I'm a goddess, and that's all there is to it. Say what you want. And that's exactly how y'all should feel as women. You said, besides tools, what are the weapons? Weapons are tools as well. You can use them to cause harm or to create or to benefit, you know. So depending on how you're using them, I would suggest using them to create the life you want and don't focus on the negative, you know. You have to feel the same things you cannot explain with words. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So now you guys know that SheRa is a cult leader. I'm not a cult leader. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I'm. It's different. I don't like that many people around me, so I don't need a cult. I'm just a goddess. Get it? Cult need people to worship them. I don't need people to worship me. I'm there. I teach. I have wisdom. That's it. Honor me. Don't honor me. Learn from me. Don't learn from me. It's up to you. I don't care. So, but you know, those people that do take themselves too seriously, they can get to some cult like things. Like when you try to rule over people, that's the problem. I don't try to rule over nobody because I don't care enough. Okay. To control is very human. So I would say that's more of the masculine energy to control. A feminine goddess doesn't need to control because she is, you know, she doesn't need control because she is. And when I say she is, I mean, she created everything you see, the men, the children, the everything. So she doesn't have to compete. She just is. You said SheRa is Dumbledore. Y'all are so silly. My daughter said I look like Malfoy's father this week. I said, thank you. I handed you a sock this morning. You are free. Would I ever make my own tarot? No. I will never make my own tarot cards. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I might make some oracle cards, perhaps. Maybe one day in the future, but not today. You think I look magical? Thank you. What do you think of miracles done by male prophets in different religions and why women power is never mentioned in religious stories? Because we created all those men who perform miracles. And we perform miracles every time we get pregnant and give birth. So we perform billions or millions of miracles each day. So it's nothing to us. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You know what I'm saying? Like our miracle is so abundant and seen so many times over and over and over, it doesn't seem like a miracle anymore. So they kind of don't acknowledge it because we're that great. All right. So thank you for easy life suggestions. Me and the owner have a little relationship now, and she's super nice. Sprinkle, sprinkle, ready to see results. Okay, thank you, girl. Shayla Ball. Sprinkle, sprinkle. So, yes. So, our miracles happen every day. There you go. Mm-hmm. You said talk about manifesting in the dark. Something similar is in Islam called Tahuji. I can't pronounce that, y'all. I'm so sorry. Y'all gonna have to help me. A prayer around midnight in which you pray for what you want and is said to be manifested ASAP. That's because you're in between today and tomorrow. And so you're out of time, which means time does not exist in that one loophole or gateway. And so when you manifest out of time, you're in a separate realm in darkness. And so it's going to manifest faster because you're not using, day or night. You're using that void, that darkness in between. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Funny and insightful SheRa oracle cards. Oh, Shivani, sprinkle, sprinkle. Yeah, no, I wouldn't make them SheRa. I wouldn't make them SheRa cards. They would literally have to be a SheRa goddess cards, not sprinkle, sprinkle cards. That's too cheesy. Okay. I might include one card in there, but not the whole deck. Because that becomes too cheesy. You know what I'm saying? And even I wouldn't purchase it. Sprinkle, sprinkle. But thank you, girl. Yeah, might stick one card up in there. But that's going to be later on. But are there miracles treated what truly happened, like when Moses parted the Red Sea and turned a stick? Girl, that's all metaphor, man. That's metaphor. It's very metaphorical. Think about what the Red Sea is, man. And a stick. A snake, a stick, and a Red Sea. Put your mind in the gutter. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Oh, Shivani, sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you, girl. You know how they say, get your mind out the gutter? But this time, put your mind in the gutter and you'll figure it out. Okay. A rod and a stick that turns into the rising Kundalini energy. So you have your rod, which is your backbone, your rising Kundalini energy, which comes from your root chakra. You part the Red Sea, which the red chakra. Where the red chakra at? Okay. What are they really doing up in there? It's all metaphor. You think somebody's gonna take a stick and hit it on the ground and the ocean gonna open up? Or are they talking about something else? The Red Sea, the red eye, the Red Sea, the red eye. You got the purple eye, the blue eye. You know what I'm saying? The Red Sea. Open up that root chakra. Sprinkle, sprinkle. That's what they're talking about. Open up that Kundalini energy rise, and Moses struck his staff, turned into a rising snake, and the Kundalini energy rose and parted that Red Sea and got up all through his, chakras and whatnot. So the Bible, when you're reading it, is to be interpreted with metaphor. It's not a miracle. It's a metaphor. Okay? Sprinkle, sprinkle. Now, the true miracle, the biggest miracle in the Bible is literal birth. Think about it. The biggest miracle in the Bible is birth and rebirth. And all were witnessed by women. There you go. There's the real miracle. Now, you know, there you go. You said, was God a woman? Well, there are aspects of women physically that you can see in a man, such as nipples. So if you were going to come from a being and have their likeness be a part of you, that would literally mean your mother, right? Especially when you do DNA, they always trace back the mitochondrial DNA because it's the most accurate. You know, we don't come out of the womb with male features. We come out of the womb with female features. So when you're replicating or creating another being, they're going to be in the likeness of God, goddess. So when men come out of the womb, men don't need nipples. They don't breastfeed. They don't have milk. So you're in our likeness from the beginning, in the darkness. Okay. So I feel like if you look at it from that point of view, yes. Sprinkle, sprinkle, yes, I do. If you notice, a lot of these celebrities that are trying to turn their lives around, they're always going to go back to the mother and the goddess. They're always going to go back. They're going to start changing things, start trying to treat women a certain way, start trying to honor a certain type of goddess. They're always going to like get something major, talk about women in a way, honor women in such a certain way, because that's the true person that you come from. Okay, the true energy that you come from. So, you know, a lot of the quote unquote judgment that is going on right now is literally showing you certain things if you just pay attention. And sometimes it's too late. Sometimes you come back too late and you don't even mean it. You know, it's like if you've been in a relationship with someone and they treated you really, really bad, but then they try to apologize, but it's way too late. You'll never want them again. You'll never deal with them again. It's like, you know what? Really? So sometimes it's on that level. If you don't know, you know, if you forget where you come from, literally, that you come from a woman, and you don't respect those who bring life to the planet, it's literally going to affect you because that's who you are. That's who you are. That's what you are made of. That's what you are developed from. The very DNA in your body, your cellular DNA, your energy, your spirit all came from a woman. And to disrespect women on that level is going to backfire always, every single time. And that has nothing to do with karma. That has to do with DNA. Okay? If you're against yourself, you know how all these men go around searching for themselves and trying to ascend and approve themselves, and they have to fight against themselves. Well, once you start to understand who you are and where you come from and how you got here, it's very easy to ascend mentally, spiritually to your God status and get the respect and give the respect. Okay? You can't go against yourself. And I'm saying that being kind. Like you are literally an image of your creator when you come out of the womb. So that's what I'm saying. You can't disrespect where you came from. Because sooner or later, you're going to start to self-sabotage. You know what I'm saying? And this is truth. Your cellular DNA, your mitochondrial DNA, every part of your body that was once connected to a woman is going to start recognizing that it's self-destructing and is going to fix it. It's kind of like a virus. It's going to recognize that and it's going to correct it. It's like, oh no. You know, that's why even in the Bible, in Revelations, they describe a great beast, something that you have to tame, that's ridden by the woman in red, or the great whore, or whatever you want to call them. You know, and the Bible is definitely written by men, very patriarchal. So a woman will literally tame the beast. You said, Kali, it's that type of energy. Like you're fighting yourself. You're fighting your mother. You're fighting the very way that you got here as men. And it never is going to work in your DNA. Okay? That's just it. It's not going to work in your DNA. Okay. It's genetic. Sprinkle, sprinkle. So you see, there's a lot of things that's going on that men are trying to repent to women in some type of form or way. But when it's too late, it's too late. Women don't care after you've done all the things that you're doing. It's like you should have been thinking about that earlier. Now, now you have to figure out what you're gonna do. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. So yeah, you got to figure out what you're going to do now. The best advice I can give any man who's going through it because of women, it might not help 100% for some people, but I always tell people this and they don't like it. And when I say grand, I don't mean a selfish grand. I mean a grand gesture. A grand gesture is what guys that are going through it need to do for women, or to the woman who's most important in their life, or whoever, you know what I'm saying? So a tattoo is not a grand gesture because that's on your body. It's a selfish thing. It's a false way to falsely give honor when you didn't give honor originally. You know what I'm saying? It's false. So if you are about that life, if you're not about that life, you need to become about that life. You need to switch gears. You see a lot of men doing it. You see a lot of men switching gears. At first, they was talking all that noise. Now they're not. Now they're talking about be a good man, do this and do that. Why? Because that's what time it is. Okay? So yeah, that's what time it is. The honor. People always ask me, or someone asked me about, well, do you think Jesus is going to return? And you know, when you think Jesus is coming back? I say, Jesus can't come back without Mary, the divine feminine. Think about it. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. If y'all are really believing that. Mm-hmm. You said that's why the red pill mills follow red pills part the Red Sea. Okay. Self-love. When you learn about certain goddesses, does your life start sending obstacles that align with the goddess or god you're working with? Now, I don't believe in getting sent obstacles. I believe in getting sent knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So it depends on how you look at life. Or do you expect obstacles or do you expect knowledge? Because you're going to attract what you're vibrating. And I'm vibrating wisdom, knowledge, benefits, all of those things. So it can go either way depending on what you were taught to believe. I'm believing knowledge is coming my way, information that's beneficial, prosperity, and all those things. So change the way that you think, and that's what you're going to attract. Okay. Yeah. So if y'all were looking for the witchy haul stuff, it's earlier in the video. If y'all are just tuning in, thank you. I appreciate y'all. Okay. You said Drake was up when he was honoring women and then he disrespected Rihanna. Now he's getting dissed. Ooh. Well, I don't know about him disrespecting because I don't listen to his music like that anymore. Ever since he's tried to be hard, I was done. Like literally, stay in your lane. If you're doing good, stay there. You know? Don't be trying to compete with people that are not on the winning team. So I always tell, like, everybody liked Drake when he was singing and being nice and being good to women. Everybody liked that Drake. But he fell victim to listening to all the men who are secretly gay anyway, in the entertainment industry talk trash about him. And so he tried to get hard and stuff. And then this, and this. You know what? You should have stayed where you was winning. Okay. You just you got to stick with what works for you. Battle, getting mad and dissing and like talking trash about other, like, it's not balanced. So I feel like if he would have stayed who he was originally, how he got where he was, he would have been better off. Instead of trying to prove himself or be hard or whatever. Stay in your lane. Like, do you find yourself passionate about seeking knowledge all the time, or does it come in waves? I find myself passionate about seeking the knowledge that I want to seek when I want to seek it. So you don't have to seek knowledge 24/7. You can seek knowledge 30 minutes a day and watch TV for an hour, or you can read a book that's entertaining. But as long as you're continuously seeking knowledge, depending on how often and how much you need it or want it, that's the difference. You don't have to seek it 24/7. Be 30 minutes a day, an hour a day, and then do whatever you want. You know? Unless you enjoy it so much that you just can read for hours and write and read and research for hours. I mean, I can get into that mode too, but then also I can get into a mode where I'm just shopping, doing makeup, getting dressed, and going out and doing fun things. You just mix it up. That's what life is. Listening to your advice while updating my Etsy shop is the best job ever. Thanks for the evening live. Tandem Elements, I appreciate you. Sprinkle, sprinkle, yes. How do you stay motivated? I don't look at it as being motivated. One thing I can tell you is make up your bed so you don't get back in it. Y'all see my bed is always made up when I'm on live. I make that bed up as soon as I wake up in the morning, so I never get back in it. And when you don't have a bed to crawl back into, you get up and go do something else because it's already made up for the day. So, okay, well, what else can I do today? Shira, what do you do if an older man you've been getting gifts from keeps bringing up how he hates gold diggers? He's 55 and I'm 25. It's like, I hate him too. I give me my money. Sparkles, just agree with them and just get their money. Girl, who cares what they're talking about? Like, I don't like gold diggers either, but I'm going to need my money. Sprinkle, sprinkle. All right. He's going to be so confused. He ain't going to know what to do. But anyway. So, yeah. They also say if you make up your bed every day, you are 2,000 more times likely to become a millionaire because it forces you to be productive in some manner. Okay. You said real men don't disrespect simple. Yeah. Y'all know why these dusties can't rise up out of the dust? You know, it's okay. They'll figure it out one day. Hopefully it won't be too late. Yes, I didn't used to make my bed. I'm trying to tell you. But when I started making it up, it wasn't for the reason that I just said. It was just because I wanted it to look nice. And then I noticed that I became more productive. And then I would hear like people talk about how making up your bed increases your chances of becoming a millionaire by 2,000%. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna stick with this then. Ha ha ha. But it literally allows you to be more productive in your day. Just one little simple thing. What is the lesson that I first learned when first started doing spell work? If you're using fire, be careful. Don't get burnt, and don't burn up the house. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I used to use a lot of candles in the glass, and sometimes the wicks aren't in the center, especially if you don't get them if you don't buy the ones with the wicks in the center. Sometimes they're off to the side. Put them in a bowl of water if you leave them unattended, so that it won't cause a fire or splatter all over the place. And the words that you use for your spell need to be, well thought out and beneficial. What's a good way to not overshare? Can I do a shut up spell? On yourself? I think that's a discipline that you should try. Or if you're going to talk, make sure what you're saying is not what they need to know. Okay? Sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you, Shira. Now I'm in my goddess mentality. It has been a game changer. I know myself and my divinity, and I can do anything. That's right, prime time. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Keep that mentality. Don't lose it, no matter what. You want to be highly feminine. I was drained of my energy by other witches. How do I protect myself and fight back, girl? You weren't drained by anybody. It's all in here. People can make you think something that's just not true. Just like religion. Okay? They can literally make you read something and believe it when it's literally just a tool. You know what I'm saying? If you're still alive, if you're still breathing, if you still have a pulse, if you still have a temperature, you got energy, ma'am. All right? Take some vitamins and get up and move on and stop playing victim. Sprinkle, sprinkle. All right. If you're a goddess, they can't do that to you. Get in your goddess mentality. Stop falling victim to people. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people don't understand this, and I'm gonna explain it in the best way that I can. If you think other people are doing stuff to you, you're not a goddess. You get it? Think about in all stories of the different gods and goddesses. Were they paranoid of other gods and goddesses? Yes. Why? Because, oh, magic, they're trying to get me. They're trying to do that. Da, 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 da. Look, you're the goddess of your own life. If they don't like it, tell them kick rocks. All right? That's literally it. Don't entertain any other option. And usually when people cannot get to you, they stop and they go find someone else more vulnerable. Okay? So keep that in mind. Okay. And every time you say someone has done something to you and did this to you, you give them more power. You build their legacy of how powerful they are in your mind. You know what I'm saying? Then you start to believe it, and then you start to live in fear, and then you start to navigate your life based on whatever it is that you're dealing with. If you're a goddess, those things don't get to you. Okay? So you got to make sure you're in that mentality. If you're not, get there. You said, can you talk about why the things you teach here differ than a SheRaSeven? What? You mean SheRaSeven? Because it's two different channels. Okay. It's not the same channels, two different channels. One is more on the knowledge side, science, spirituality, occult, and the other one is on how to get your money and not be taken advantage of and fall for the okie doke. There's two channels. So that's why. So whenever someone comes at you and say, oh, I'm going to do this and that to you, just laugh. Like, and you waste your stuff if you want to. It's literally like, if you believe in the Bible and you believe in God, it's literally like you saying you're going to put a curse on God. God don't care. They're not bothered by you. You a little speck of ant of dust on, and and matter not. So that's how you got to look at it. If you read my book, How to Manifest with Magic and Dark Energy, it mentally gets you on that level mentally to where nobody can affect you because you're on that God level. You're like, what? It's almost literally like it's funny. Okay. Like, just laugh at them. You thought you could. This is why people don't like narcissists. One of the main reasons people don't like narcissists because they cannot get to them. And they try to make it sound like, well, you think you're the most important thing. You don't think so. You're not humble. You don't. I think what I want, and that's what I want right now. I want to think like this. If you don't agree with it, if you don't like it, if you can't manipulate me, then I'm sorry, go try someone else. And this is what happens when people cannot threaten you. They can't manipulate you. They can't make you do something. They can't make you act a certain way, and they can't make you fear because you're not stooping to that level. Okay. Multi-dimensional, exactly. Like, I don't care what you're talking about. I'm like, it's a sense of superiority at the same time as being here on earth, at the same time as being able to enjoy the simple things in life. Because if you come at someone like that, they got to meet you there. You know, they got to meet you on that level. And if they don't agree that that level exists to them at that time, then it doesn't exist to them. So what that means is like, if you believe you're a goddess or a god and someone is coming at you from a lower level, like, you can't affect me. I'm too high for that. And a lot of people get that mentality when they get famous. And so they start to treat people different sorts of ways. And like I said, especially men, they forget where they came from. And they use their physical strength because they can't use their mental strength over women. So they use their physical strength over women because they can't out mental the woman. Okay, so that's when they turn to the physical. Therefore, they're not on our level. How can one never fall and maintain their goddess energy and vibration all the time? I myself low vibrational when I'm sick. Okay, well, don't say that. You're just not your highest. And there are supplements and things that you can use around you to raise your frequency and your vibration. Okay, oils, herbs, teas, what you're reading, what you're thinking about, what you're planning. So when you don't feel good, think good, smell good, look good. That raises your frequency automatically, you know? Whatever you say, that's what you're going to be. So be the best you can. Okay. Use preventative things. If your health isn't good, that when you get well, prevent illness in the future by changing things, you know? Life is what you make it. If you're continually doing things that get you sick, make you sick, lower your frequency, lower your immune system, stop doing those things. Do some research, you know? A lot of people don't even realize that what they put in their bodies every day could literally be making you sick. And if you keep repeating it and not learning and not preventing, then whose fault is it? You know? So we got to make sure we're more preventative instead of the other way around. Trying to cure it when it's too late, you know? Use preventative methods to keep your frequency high. Like right now, I have vitamins sitting next to me or supplements that I take whenever I think about, like, oh, did I miss one today? It's like lost gummies. All right. Take one right now. I drink water. I learn what foods are toxic to my organs and I try to avoid them as much as possible or eat less of them. That's literally it. Like use what you know, use your knowledge. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What age did I have a turning point in which you became the woman that you are today in terms of wisdom? I think I was very wise from a young age, but when I wanted to share what I knew, or at least help other people with what I knew while I was still learning, definitely in my 30s. When I was in my 30s, that's when. I think a lot of people wake up when they start to enter their 30s. And when you get to your 40s, your confident level gets higher. You're more sure of yourself. You have less doubt, and you're unapologetic about a lot of things. Okay. Okay. So use what you know, get your money, don't fear, and stay doing what you want to do. Okay. Can I do a video on developing psychic gifts? You got to tune into yourself and know thyself to develop those things. So you need to spend more time alone if you're going to develop those things. Or at least around way less people. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank y'all. Anyway, do what you got to do. The oud, the wormwood, I'm putting powder on y'all. I'm getting a little shiny. Wormwood, if you burn it, or mugwort, definitely helps increase your psychic ability. And prophecy, like dream prophecy. I don't know if y'all like mugwort tea. It's kind of nasty, but put some honey or some sweetener in it, and you will have some crazy dreams, maybe some prophetic dreams. It will increase your awareness. I definitely recommend that. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I'm not very much into astrology, y'all. Like I said, it's a tool, not something I believe in. You get it? It's kind of like when you depend too much on something that is based in one solar system, you're not a god or a goddess. You're very limited. So therefore, I use it only as a tool to describe certain things. And, but on a universal scale, on a multiversal scale, it means nothing. Okay? So that's what you have to think about. And I always tell people this, if you keep going by astrology, what if you were in a different solar system or a different universe or a different multiverse? Does it still apply? It's a tool, not a belief system. Because if I go somewhere else, let's say in the future and however many hundreds of years from now, you can space travel outside of this galaxy, are you still going to base all of your things on the sun's position of the universe you were born in? It doesn't make sense. If you're a multi-dimensional being and goddess supreme or God supreme, you don't believe in it. It is a tool, not a belief system. Okay. I know a lot of people make money on that because people believe in it, and that's perfectly fine. There's levels to it. There's levels to this. There's levels to your mental. Yes. So like you don't need, you got Google Earth, you don't need a compass no more. If you are, you know what I'm saying? If you're not even on Earth or in the solar system, your compass is useless. Think about that. So The lady who was talking about the Islamic prayer, start with a T, that you manifest something that you really want between at midnight. That's the void. That's the without time. That's the dark energy right there. That's when there is no time. There is no solar system. There is no east, west, north, or south. There only is you. Okay? And that's when you become your God self or your goddess self. Okay? Y'all aren't thinking like a goddess or a god. You're thinking very limited. So you got to get on that level because that's it. There's levels to it. It takes a while to get there. You don't get there overnight. You just got to keep thinking about it. And y'all need to get my book. It's linked in the description bar. How to manifest with magic and dark energy. There's spells in there. There's science in there. There's manifesting techniques in there. Charts, graphs, all kind of stuff. You said, how do you explain slavery? What are your thoughts? I don't explain slavery, or my thinking about all those kind of things is that a lot of people want you to remember and a lot of people want you to forget. But my thinking is, how has it benefited you? What have you gained from it? Or the knowledge of? What have you gained out of it? What knowledge have you acquired? How is it making your life better right now? A lot of people use ancestral magic. A lot of people use history, knowledge, that were spirituality from different cultures that was brought over. How are you using it to benefit yourself? There's no need to think about something unless it's beneficial to you. And that's the only way you should think of it, is how it benefits you. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Like whenever I think about any of those things, I think of how it benefited so many people. And like skill, mastery, mentality, strength, knowledge, all those types of things. So if it has benefited you in any way, take what's beneficial and apply it to your life today and use it as, an advantage. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank y'all. I appreciate it for getting my book, Tia. All right. And that's what I teach my kids. If it's not beneficial, then why are you even bothering with it? All right. Hey, Bree, sprinkle, sprinkle, girl. Yes. Mm-hmm. You're about to go up several more tax brackets with this new elixir. Thank you, Miss Rose. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I hope you do. I'm not limiting the super chat. I think YouTube always has some like updates or something that they're doing. I have no idea. I didn't change any of the settings. So I don't know, baby. Mm-hmm. Am I still practicing psychic vampirism? I feel like if I need to, I could. I have the ability to do so. I don't have to. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, are you still practicing this? Are you still practicing that? And you don't have to if you don't need to, you know? But it's always good to know how to. It's a tool. So therefore, like if you gather knowledge and you know how to do stuff, You use it if you need to, and you don't use it if you don't need to. It's just a tool to have on hand. Okay. See, a lot of people try to label you or try to ask you if you're doing no, that's just in my bag of tools. Yeah, when I need it, I got it. If I think about it, if I want to use it, it's there. I know what to do. It's a tool. You know, a lot of y'all who carry around Jesus as a tool, when somebody's not agreeing with you, when you're trying to control someone, you start pulling out your religion. It's the same thing. It's a tool. Okay. So I noticed that when a lot of people, they can't sway you, they can't change your mind, they can't get you to fall in line, and they start bringing up religion and they start bringing up this, any type of tool out of their bag to try to control you or to try to get you to do a certain thing or to try to get you to see their perspective. It's only a tool. So if I need to use it for something, then I might. If I don't need to use it, then I'm not going to use it. All right. You're welcome. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Yeah, the book is in the description bar. How to Manifest with Magic and Dark Matter. I wrote it. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You could tell I wrote it. You know, it's not like one of those in-depth spiritual books that the normal person can't understand. It's written how I speak. So even if you're a beginner, you're going to be able to understand it because it's just like how I speak. I like to write books mostly, or have books exactly how I speak or very close to how I speak because people can understand it easier. Like, I'm not one of those people that want to appear and seem smarter by using big words and a bunch of, phrases and references to people that only, who are studied and adept in the subject will understand. I like for all people to know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Do I think gang stalkers are real or just spiritual paranoia? I think technology is real. And I think people get paid to do certain jobs. And I feel like everybody has a job. You know what I mean? So for example, if you are, an environmentalist and you say, save the trees, and you go out there and picket with signs at a construction site that they're about to tear down a bunch of trees. They have a job. They got to build. They got to feed their family. They have to build a building. They have to put the cement down. You may feel a certain way about what you feel, but they're employed. They got to get a paycheck. Somebody signs their check. You know what I'm saying? You might have all day to get out there and picket your sign because you don't have that job. Either way, they got to do their job. They're getting paid. Okay? Sprinkle, sprinkle. So, the best thing you can do as a person is make sure that there's plenty of trees planted where the amount of trees that they destroyed and dug up are replanted. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay? That's my metaphor, and I hope that y'all understand it. You said not save the trees. All right? You can go online and donate to save the trees. You can go plant a tree. But those people got to feed their families. They have jobs. So what am I going to do? Tell them to quit their job? If they ain't got it like that, they ain't got it like that. You know what I'm saying? Sprinkle, sprinkle. You say you stay to yourself, and that's why I love you. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Yeah, you can hire an editor, and they can find artwork and illustrations for your book. Mhm. When you start spell casting candles and using crystals, aren't you subjecting yourself to an oath to severe entity? I don't take no oaths. I don't even say the Pledge of Allegiance. Talking about sprinkle, sprinkle. Goddess status, ma'am. Goddess status. Taking an oath to who? Myself? You know, like I take an oath to myself that I'm gonna do the best that I can do and only do things that benefit me and the people I love. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Yes. There, I took an oath to myself. I'm taking an oath to myself. I am this, I am that, I create, I'm doing this, I'm in that void energy, all of this kind of stuff. So my thinking can't be limited to like that. Taking an oath to who? Myself. So I don't think like that. What's an entity? I'm an entity. You're an entity. Okay. Wi-Fi is an entity. You turn on your Wi-Fi on your phone, you're receiving lots of things. You have to take an oath when you say, I agree to everything you touch on a phone. Why is that any different? You download an app to do a certain thing that you can't do by yourself, and you agree to the terms and take that oath. What's the difference? You're doing it every day. But that phone is in your name. You pay for it, and it is legally yours. Sprinkle, sprinkle. And if you don't pay that bill and it gets turned off, it's all within your power. Okay, so you got to make sure you understand this before you, like, if you're going to start doing spells and being in some type of spirituality, you have to be the wielder, not the affected. You got to be the creator. So every time you turn on your phone and download an app, you're doing the same thing, except you're using technology instead of the technology of yesteryear. The technology of yesteryear is spell work. It's manifesting. Is increasing your energy, your frequency, and to bringing it into you, into using high frequency herbs to heighten the frequency around you. So when you speak, write, or think, that your frequency is higher. It's Wi-Fi for your body. So when you turn on the Wi-Fi to your phone, it's the same thing as doing a spell. If you agree to the terms of this such and such app to help you find the answers, to help lead you to the way, to help get you this information, to help do A, B, C, and D, it's the same thing. Okay, so think about this. There are apps to identify crystals now. You download the app and then you scan or take a picture of the crystal, and then it identifies the crystal. You got to agree to all those terms and whatnot. But if you're smart, you take your elixirs, you heighten your frequency, and you read, and you have a thirst for knowledge to learn about crystals. You can literally identify them with your own knowledge. You don't need the app. Or if you don't have time to study all that and memorize crystals and stones, like nobody knows every crystal and stone unless they're like a geologist or whatnot, then you download the app, man, or you get a book. So it's literally the same thing. And when you download an app, you're opening yourself up for people to email you junk that you got to delete and don't want. Just throw it in the spam folder and keep it moving, man. All right. You said they got crystal books at Five Below. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Yes. So whatever you want to learn, there are books, websites, ancient books, ancient writings, ancient teachings. Just become self-taught. That's the best way. Go for what you're drawn to, learn about that. Go in the direction that you're being led by what you're drawn to, what you're interested in, what is fun to learn for you. You know, there's no order. Just learn what you want when you want. You have, you know, just like when you read and you study, just whatever you're gravitating towards, that's what you go for. You say y'all summon the SheRa with your phones. Exactly. Y'all when you type in that search bar, you're summoning whatever you're summoning, right? So same thing. So for example, in the ancient days, if they were to see you watching YouTube or the internet and you typing in a SheRa star goddess or a SheRa goddess, they go, "Ooh, they're summoning a SheRa the goddess. Oh, there she is on the screen. That's magic, witchcraft. She's teaching them how to do magic and spells and to lure in men to pay their bills and whatnot. Oh, that's evil and that's witchcraft." Or if you're summoning, you know, a cooking spell or a recipe, ooh, they're learning how to cook with herbs and spices. That's you know, that's evil. How they know what the herbs are for. So it's literally the same thing. You just got to get out of that superstition and start seeing it a different way. The halls at the beginning, yeah. Sprinkle, sprinkle. All the stuff's listed in the description too. How can you manifest something when you feel unable to take any physical action to achieve it? If you manifest something, you're most likely going to start to take physical action towards it if you manifest it. Because you're programming your subconscious mind to take action sooner or later, depending on you. Sprinkle, sprinkle. It could be very subtle or very dramatic. How to stop being naive? Well, some people, if you're naive and you're not learning from your experiences, then say no. Just start saying no to everybody. Unless what they're doing is very beneficial to you. Just start saying no to everybody. And if you can't tell the difference. Okay. But if you're learning, you're observing, and you're acquiring knowledge and information, then, you know, as long as you're learning, you know, sprinkle, sprinkle. Mm-hmm. You said it's better just to stay alone anyway. Well, if that's what's most beneficial. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Anyway, the spells playlist is in the description bar. Y'all can look through it. And remember, you can like tweak or alter any spell to do what you need it to do. Or you could create your own spells. Okay. So roses are really good for beauty, self-love, and feminine energy. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Yeah, y'all hit the like button. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You know, I hear a lot of people that are, you know, doing certain things. They have like a lot of time and energy to really focus on themselves and improving themselves and to learn. Um, so many people spend time doing nothing when they could be filling that time with something that's beneficial to themselves. And I feel like every person should find the time to do something that benefits themselves now and in the future, whatever that is for you, instead of just sitting there doing nothing and wasting time. Like so many people ask, how do I do this, and that, and multitask? I don't like wasting time unless I'm relaxing. And I don't consider that a waste of time. I consider that as my time to relax after I've done certain things. So when I do relax, it's like a reward. It's a pleasure versus just being idle and lazy and not feeling competent. So a lot of people, feel like they can't do anything because they waste their time. If you don't waste time, you're proud of what you do, you're proud of what you accomplish, and your resting time or your relaxation time is rewarding. Thank you, Goddess Wild Red. Sprinkle, sprinkle, girl. Thank you, girl. So I always make sure my daughters are doing something productive in the day. They can't just take the whole day and do nothing. They have to do something productive, whether it's creating something, writing, doing something, but they cannot go a day without being productive in some form or fashion. Because first of all, if you really think about it, if you go through a whole 24 hours and you don't do anything beneficial to yourself or productive, you're going to start to mentally feel like you're not contributing anything. You're not worthy. You're not doing the best you could do. And then those thoughts are going to start to grow. You're not using your time here correctly. And that's when certain people say, sink deeper and deeper. That's why I always say, I don't care what you're doing. You need to do one thing or two things productive in a day. I make a list that I can check off. I put stuff in a planner that I may or may not get to, but I'm going to do some of it. And that way, every day you wake up and every day you go to sleep, you feel accomplished in something. A lot of y'all go to sleep feeling no accomplishment, feeling no sense of productivity. And when you wake up, you face the day with that lagging from yesterday. And it goes into the next day and to the next day until you feel unmotivated. So even if you are just going to write a letter to someone, write stuff in your planner, organize a shelf, whatever, do something. And a lot of times when you're being creative or productive, that's when a lot of ideas come in for other things. That's when some of you guys find purpose. That's when some of you, light bulbs go off and things click when you're being productive, when you're not just sitting idle. Now, you can sit idle and relax and enjoy that time, and you're not bombarded with any type of, oh, I didn't do enough today. And when you're relaxed, also ideas come in. So you're not sitting there feeling unproductive, sorry for yourself, and like, you can't find your purpose because you already found a purpose. You did something productive, and now you're being rewarding, and you're rewarding yourself by relaxing, and you're able to truly relax and enjoy. So do something. It could be anything, something you even enjoy, whatever. You said your struggle is that you accomplish stuff, but always feel like you need to be doing more. It's hard for me to acknowledge, celebrate my work and accomplishments. Well, enjoy them then. You don't have to celebrate them, but enjoy them. You know how they say, enjoy the fruits of your labor? Enjoy them. Until you're able to acknowledge and celebrate them, enjoy them. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I just like, okay, well, a lot of people think that I should, a lot of people think the same way. I think the same way, very similarly. Sometimes your greatest work or your greatest accomplishment haven't arrived yet. So therefore you don't celebrate the little accomplishments. But every once in a while, you definitely should even make yourself just because you can. Do you know how many people celebrate their little milestones? Like, oh, I got some good news today. We're celebrating. I really don't care. I get good news every day. It's not a big deal to me. But it is a big deal to them. And if they want to celebrate it, celebrate it. If you get some major news, then you feel like, okay, it's okay to celebrate because it's major news, not just good news, but major news. Then you want to celebrate. But people like to celebrate the small things in life to make life more magical and more worth living. So it's okay to celebrate the small things and the big things when you choose to. All right, all right. So you celebrate yourself, even if it's by yourself. So definitely do that. Sprinkle, sprinkle. How do you celebrate your smaller accomplishments? Um, One, by telling someone who cares. And if there's no one to tell, by writing about it in your journal, sipping a glass or a cup of tea, enjoying some nice ambiance, or maybe buying yourself something nice online that you like, or indulging in something like maybe a dessert. And it's like, I'm celebrating, like whatever it is that you choose to do to celebrate yourself, do it. You know, um, it doesn't matter. Whatever it is you choose. You said also showing gratitude. Yeah. Be thankful that you're able to do what you like to do or to be celebrated or to even have the ability to celebrate yourself. I mean, we have chosen holidays to celebrate ourselves. So why can't we make our own impromptu celebrations? hmm The day I filed for divorce, I treated myself to a steakhouse by myself. It was great. Okay, Jay Williams, sprinkle, sprinkle. Well, do your thing then. I didn't think who else was gonna pay for it. I would have found somebody to treat me. Sprinkle, sprinkle. But I understand. I get you. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Is it okay not to give back when? Is it okay not to give back when get something? Do you give back when you receive a birthday gift? Do you have a gift for whoever gives you a birthday gift? You go out shopping for everyone who buys you a birthday gift? It depends on the situation. So if someone gifts you, you are not obligated to gift them back. Gifting is just that, a gift, not an exchange. So when you start doing things for other people or when they start gifting you, remember that a gift is not an exchange. It's not a trade. It's not any of those things. It is a gift. So when you're gifting someone or someone is gifting you, You are not obligated. If you choose to, out of the kindness of your heart, it's different. And the gifts don't have to equal what the other gift is worth. So think about it like that. Do I believe everything is pre-written? What do you mean pre-written? Like already created? Well, in that void where there is no time, a thought is a thought. You know what I mean? So I guess to explain that further is outside of time, if there's a void in a thought, it is. Because there's no time, there's no way to measure it. There's no way to say when, where, how. There's no order. It just is. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it is. Like there's a good example of it, like in Genesis in the Bible, when they say, in the beginning there was the void. And then there was the word. And then everything that is. So you do the same thing in your life. Write your own life. Speak your own manifestations. Create your own life in that void. You know, manifest with magic and dark matter, dark energy. And y'all can get my book. It's in the description bar. If you go by what everybody else is teaching you and telling you what to do, you're wandering here and wandering there. It's because you're not the creator of your own experience or your life yet. Once you realize it, when they call, there's different levels of awakening. But once you realize what you can do, that's it. So speak what you want into existence as a god or a goddess. And don't bend or bow to anyone. And also remember, being a god or a goddess doesn't mean that you have to be evil. It doesn't mean you have to be good either. It just means you have to live the life that you want. Okay. But most people in general want to do good. Most people in general have a purpose and a goal in life that's mostly good. And that's all. I mean, that's all you need to think about. If what you're doing is for the greater good or for, to make your life better, as well as the people that you love, then how is that bad? Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You got my book, Jay Williams? Sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you. Spiritual ways to find self-love. If you don't love yourself, who else will? You know what I'm saying? All you have is you. Love you. Other people will love you too. Mm-hmm. Do evil people who hurt other people get their karma? No. It depends on if they believe in it or not. So, and it depends on who they hurt. You know what I'm saying? So here's a good example. If they didn't hurt people on a major level, they're not going to feel major guilt. Their own selves are not going to turn against them mentally, spiritually, or wherever. They're just not. because they don't feel that bad about what they did. But remember, it's all connected to the mother, the mitochondrial DNA. That's what feels it. So if you are wronging certain types of people, women, children, or whatever, that energy, that motherly spirit is going to sense that. And y'all ever heard of, like, you know, the mother bear, the mother goddess? They don't like when people hurt or harm women and children because they are the most vulnerable. And it's even said, you know, the meek, even in the Bible, the meek shall inherit the earth. What is the meek? The meek means weak. Weak, the ones that are vulnerable. If you aren't there to provide and protect, and you are there to cause certain harm to that which is weak and vulnerable, the mother energy within you is going to it's going to reprogram itself. If you think about that. There is a lot of things in our DNA they haven't figured out yet, and they just label it junk DNA. And they may have figured it out, but don't want to tell you. You know what I'm saying? So every person knows who has lived it. I'm talking to the people that have lived it. That if you go against women and children, your frequency, your DNA, your mitochondrial DNA, which is most of your DNA, is going to recognize that. And that's it. Okay? That's why a lot of these guys are shifting to feminine energy. Mm-hmm. He said, thank you for teaching us and protecting us from trashy experiences. Yeah. And so think about this. If you've done nothing but try to do the best you can and live your best life, and you have someone else over here taking advantage of someone that's vulnerable or weak or smaller than them, trying to control or not fulfill a certain role, you know, that's going to backfire. And when they witness the backfiring of their own DNA, then they want to look to, you know, the people that they have oppressed, the weak and the vulnerable, and say, oh, it's going to happen to you too. But if you did not take advantage of the weak and vulnerable, the women and the children, you're fine. You know what I'm saying? You're definitely fine. It's their own paranoia that has them creating religion to control and to teach fear that they feel inside. That's why most religion is patriarchal. Okay, because they're projecting their own fear of going against the women and the children, the mother, and the feminine energy. That's why you don't see most religion is not matriarchal. And the religions that are matriarchal are considered evil because it's paranoia on their end. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. They're projecting it onto you. It's them. You're here to create and bring life onto the planet. If you're mistreated or your children are mistreated by someone who's bigger, stronger, and are taking advantage of the vulnerable, that's it right there. It's not going to allow, because a lot of people say, oh, we live in a matrix. We live in a matrix. A matrix means a womb. It means a mother. So even if you think on that level, if you live in a matrix and in a mother and it senses harm to the vulnerable, they're going to do something, whether it's mental, spiritual, or physical. It's going to manifest. Okay. What religions are matriarchal? A lot of the religions that had goddesses back in the old days that they tried to get rid of by replacing it in raging war. A lot of the pagan religions, a lot of the religions of African spirituality, a lot of the religions that predate all Abrahamic religions, a lot of the natural religions that have to do with nature. So it's literally like when they say you're your own judge, it's the truth. But the highest judge is your matriarchal DNA. So think about that for a second. Because like think about forensic science. Y'all know I used to work in a funeral home. I used to be around death a lot. And when they only found bones in a field and all the animals had eaten everything, they have to use those bones and trace back the mitochondrial mother's DNA to get the identity most accurate. Not the father's, but the mother's. You can't even be identified with the father's DNA. You can only be properly identified in forensics with the mitochondrial DNA, which means that is what you are the most of. So your frequency, your every cell in your body, all the way down to your bone marrow, is mother. And so a lot of times people don't realize that you are your own judge. Okay? You said the mitochondrial DNA only comes from the egg. Yes, timeless T. You know your biology. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Yes. You're not in karmic debt. That's a man-made, male-made thing. What do the Catholic, okay, yeah, we're going to talk about that, Angela. What do the Catholics tell you to do when you got a problem? Who they tell you to pray to? What prayer do they tell you to pray? The Catholics. One of the only religions that tell you to pray to a woman. Unless you're in religions with goddesses, but one of the only Abrahamic religions that tell you to pray to a woman. They tell you to pray to Mary. Hail Mary. Hail Mary. Exactly. When you're in doubt, when you're feeling some sort of way, when your troubles are, when you're judging yourself, when you're confessing, when your life ain't going right, you better ask Mary. Hail Mary. And you can't ask a man. And that man is literally connected to a woman with no father. So therefore, directly back to the mitochondrial DNA. Jesus's daddy was God. Who is God? The mitochondrial DNA. The woman. Mary had a virgin birth. No daddy. You praying to Jesus, you still praying to Mary. Because he ain't got no daddy. He's from the mother. Period. And the reason why in the Catholic religion they say to pray to Mary is because When Mary asked Jesus to do stuff, he says yes all the time because he got to, because that's his mama. She's the queen mother. And even in the Catholic religion, she also ascended. Just like Jesus ascended to the heavens, so did Mary. So therefore, they are one and the same because he didn't have no daddy. Or at least she claimed he ain't got no daddy. So therefore, when you pray to Jesus, Je suis, I am, your mother, mitochondrial DNA, you're still praying to a woman. So either way you want to pull it. You can disguise religion as patriarchy all you want, but it will always go back to a woman from the beginning and to the end. The first goddess statue you're going to find is a woman. The first drawing you're going to find is of a goddess. The first any type of worship is going to be from a woman. Your DNA even reflects that. Every time you looking through a microscope, every time you try to figure out something, it's a cycle, which is feminine. So when you honor the woman from the start, you ain't got to worry about saying your Hail Marys or getting no tattoos up on your back or trying to do something. You're trying to fix something. You know what I'm saying? Just do right from the start and do what you're supposed to be doing. And a lot of people don't like that. Or, well, why do I have to have a role? Why do I have to do what I'm supposed to be doing? You should want to do it. I mean, think about the male anatomy. Their muscular physique, their strength. You know, they love to compete. They love sports. They love all that stuff. They like showing off. They like, being the best at something. They're naturally competitive so that they can get stuff done and enjoy it. If men figure out a way to enjoy being providers, to enjoy doing whatever, they're doing, protecting, providing, then they will have no problems with it. Just like if women felt comfortable and less vulnerable in certain situations, they wouldn't have to be in judgment mode all the time. Okay, now I'm gonna let that sink in for a second. If women felt comfortable and safe and protected and cared for, they wouldn't be in judgment mode all the time. Okay, that's it. Women don't use men. Men use women. You use our womb. You use us as an incubator to get to this planet. You use us to reproduce your offspring and your legacy. If anyone is using anybody, you know what I'm saying? You use our bodies for nourishment, for milk. You use our DNA to get here. So I don't know what you're talking about. Who's using who? You used us to get here. Without us, there's no you. So you can never repay us on the level that we deserve. Period. So do your best. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You watch my old videos about transmutation. What is a good one? What's a good one? Time spell technique method we can do to transmute negativity, profit, love, abundance. The general idea would be helpful. Reaching your goddess status mentally first, and then manifesting the life you want to see instead of thinking about what you don't want to see. Exactly. So best thing to do is imagine the world you want and then walk towards it, work towards it, speak towards it, act towards it. Okay? So this is why women are never truly satisfied. You really want to know why women are never 100% truly satisfied? Because what we do for men, what we do for children, how we get them here, what we do can never be properly repaid. You can do your best to try. But the reason why you're always going to want more, it's not because you're greedy. It's because you don't feel like you're compensated properly for what you've done. So a woman may try to take advantage sometimes if she can. But if you really think about the miracles that we do every day, the reason why you even are able to inhale air into your lungs, you know, you might not want to give, or you might not want to do for certain types of women. But when you find a woman that you like, you should definitely honor her on that level. Definitely. And try not to treat the other women the terrible, because they will judge you. Sprinkle, sprinkle. They will judge you. You said, I never thought of it that way. That's a really good point. Exactly. Yeah, we're never satisfied. But, you know, women, they always say like women are like take the most sacrifice in most relationships, in most situations, with very little complaint. So when they ask for something, when they want something, it should be not a problem. Okay. And you know, a lot of people say, well, what do the men get in return? Life, to breathe, to be here on the planet. There you go. That's what you get, to be here. I know that sounds very egotistical. This is why a lot of women don't speak like I do. This is why a lot of women aren't going to say what I say, because they don't want the man or the male to feel like less powerful. So they and they let the man think this, and they let the man think that, and they use trickery and they use manipulation to get what we want, because we don't want to break your ego. You get it? So when men get mad and upset that women are lying, conniving, manipulative, and tricking, would you rather we come out and remind you where you came from in the first place every single time? Would you rather us remind you? I don't think you do. That's why I'm saying, let women get what they need to get, how they need to get it. Don't think that they're using you, because in all reality, you won't be here if you didn't use her first or use a woman first to get here. So lying, manipulation, you know, trying to get what you want out of guys who should be able to give it anyway, is a form of, yeah, protecting y'all's ego, because we know who we are. At least I do. And other women are learning every day and waking up every day. We know who we are. Now, oh, Antoinette, sprinkle, sprinkle. What scent fragrance to keep your husband on you? Soap and water, ma'am. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Depends on what he likes, girl. I don't know what he like. What smells good? Oud is very good. It's an aphrodisiac. Okay. And watch the first beginning of this video. Get you some oud fragrance. Get you some oud wood chips and burn that stuff. It's like a natural aphrodisiac. I'm gonna have something coming up for y'all in a little while, because I'm reviewing some products that might help with that. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you, girl. Okay. Mm-hmm. You said a marriage and relationship will only last depending on how much that woman can take. Ladies, please know your power and value. Exactly. So, like, I don't like to pit men against women because sometimes they forget that they couldn't get here. They couldn't even talk, walk, breathe without first using a woman to get here. And a long time ago, a long, long time ago, before all the medical advances and things like that, when a lot of women used to die in childbirth. This is why a lot of times they consider childbirth a miracle and so on and so forth, and life so precious. This is why a long time ago they used to have lots of children in case one died in childbirth, one got sick, and so on and so forth. Right? So now we have the science and technology today to live in, have less of a risk when giving birth. And so people deem it as less of a miracle now. And they forget where they come from. And they forget that, we had remedies back in the day to where we didn't have to have the child if we didn't want to. This is why they also talked about, midwives and women who knew how to cause miscarriages and doing all this stuff. They would label them, witches and stuff like that, because they would end the life in their womb because they are the god and goddess of their own being. So they were literally in charge of who would get here to the planet and who wouldn't, and whose legacy they would carry on and whose legacy they wouldn't. Okay. Back in the old days, in order, like when you married a prince or a king, you had to come up with a male heir to the throne to carry on the legacy and the bloodline. They was depending on the woman for the future of their country. And so now a lot of people keep forgetting where they come from and why they're here, and want to act brand new like they're the prize and they can literally open their legs and give birth. Okay. So when I speak on this channel and my other channel, it's a reminder that no matter what you do, down to the bone marrow, down to your DNA, it's always going to go back to the woman, no matter what you do. So in order to spare men's ego, women play dumb. Women manipulate and use trickery and sometimes even make men think it's their idea to do things for us. Because a lot of women just want to keep the peace. A lot of women don't want to remind you of who she is. Because you can't, it's like Rihanna and A$AP Rocky. She don't want to have to tell him all the time when they have an issue who she is. She just want to be in love, even though he's worth, 20 million. Compared to her, that's nothing. She just want a relationship. She just want to be in love. She just want him to do what he's supposed to do, so on and so forth. She don't want to have to tell him who she is every time something go down. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. Whenever you start to think something, remember, we're Rihanna, y'all A$AP Rocky. Sprinkle, sprinkle. No shade, Rihanna. I love Fenty. I got on Fenty all day, every day. Love you. But she is of goddess status, and she knows it. And she don't want to have to remind people of that all day, every day. Just respect who she is and do right. Just like you. Respect the woman and do right. That's it. That's all you got. Don't have us remind you all the time. And you know how they remind you on a larger scale? You know how women remind men who they are on a larger scale? to where everyone can see, to where everyone can witness on a larger scale. That's how they remind you, on a larger scale. All right. And there's levels to those scales. And you know, when you get into it, oh, Molly, sprinkle, sprinkle, thank you. When you get into it, you know, if you're married, you got a man, you are his judge. True story. Because he's going to judge himself by how he treated you. That's why a certain song came out, because she telling him, you know, that's my job. I'm going to do it. I'm the wife. Jolene, I'm warning you, don't come for my man. That's my job to judge him. Goddess status. All right? Goddess status, man. You think like a goddess, you act like a goddess. You judge like a goddess. Okay? If you know, you know. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. If you're a master, I don't even want to say master. If you're a goddess and you know your power on a massive scale, and you know how to cast spells on a massive scale, you know how to do it. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. Use what you know. You're a goddess. Okay? Somebody didn't have nobody to do spells for them. You see what happened. That's why men always, oh, I love me a woman that know magic, and I love me a woman who's into that stuff, and she know what she's doing, because, you know, I love. But then when you do them wrong, they scared of you. But remember, they can also be beneficial to you. But if you don't have one, you ain't got one. You on your own. This is why in some fraternal orders or secret societies or whatnot, you got to be married. Because she is your judge, and you are your own judge depending on how you treat her. Okay. Why do Dusties get so mad at goddesses? They have not realized their purpose, and what they don't enjoy being masculine. In my opinion, they don't enjoy being masculine. Okay. Back in the old days, men could express themselves more physically, creatively, without being labeled something, you know, without being labeled gay. Men could literally dress in high fashion. They could literally wear wigs and makeup without being called gay. Think about ancient culture. But then you fast forward to today, and you're only reduced to a pair of pants and a shirt and a boring pair of shoes. All the creativity has been taken away from you. You know, why? How did things get so bleak? You said, what? You said the end of powdered wigs. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I'll tell you what happened, in my opinion. This is all my opinion right here. When men wanted to show domination, strength, and power over the vulnerable, they had to make a more brute, gray, stone strong appearance. Think about armor. Think about soldier uniforms. Think about all those things, how they evolved into the current male fashion. You know what I'm saying? Think about how men wanted to look more intimidating and less inviting, because it started with them wanting to take over and like rule and take advantage of vulnerable people. That's when they lost their sense of fashions. So, and for the most part. War, power, strife, yes. They couldn't wear as much color because they had to blend in. Or if they did wear color, it was to represent war or their side of things or their army. You know, it wasn't to express themselves as a creator. So when you started wanting war and to rule and to take advantage of the vulnerable and to change people thinking and all this kind of stuff, that became when, you know, that particular, you know, fall, I'm going to call it a fall, that particular fall did not allow men to properly be balanced with their feminine and masculine energy, because they were taught, okay, I'm the man, I'm going to rule, I'm going to take over, I'm the big strong one. Without us, you don't have no buildings or no bridge or whatever. Well, without us, you don't have a you. So, you know, they forgot where they came from and they went into, you know, takeover mode, which was not the right thing to do. You know, and so they never really 100% recovered from all that type of thinking. And that's why still today people rage war, men rage war, men rage war and kill the vulnerable. Because they want so bad to be powerful. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Mm-hmm. Is it possible to bring physical items back from a dream world through lucid dreaming? I think it could be, depending on what the item is. Is it an item that is not 100% solid matter? Is it an item that is like a crystal? Is it between two states of matter? They say crystals are able to go in and out of different dimensions because they are not particularly in one state of matter. All right. Mhm. Why don't you believe in Jesus? I believe that Mary had a little lamb. Okay. Why don't you believe in Mary? Jesus did when he was in the womb. So you tell me. Okay. I mean, the biggest holiday in the Christian religion is literally Mary giving birth to a man with no daddy. Oh, you know what I'm saying? So, do you believe in Jesus? Do you believe in Mary? Do you believe in whatever you believe in? I believe that they're all metaphors and tools to get you to think. Without no Mary, there is no Jesus. Period. Because the daddy was nowhere to be found. So, guess what? She had to go get her a stepfather. So, therefore, do you believe in Mary? Mary had plenty of opportunity to get rid of that fetus. But did she? She could have let them take her. Oh, she could have got caught. She could have stopped running and said, okay, I give up. You can have it. According to the Bible. Okay. So I don't know. And she also outlived him too. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You say, I love unwinding listening to you. Thank you, girl. So like y'all don't want me to ever become no pastor or no preacher. Y'all better hope and pray to whoever y'all pray to that I don't ever get in somebody's church. Because I will turn everything upside down all around. Back to the way it's supposed to be. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. It's imaginary. Oh shoot. Ghosts are real. I gotta go in a few minutes. If your imaginary friend is a ghost, sprinkle, sprinkle. They might be realer than you think. Okay. You said Casper. I am eternal. Yes. All right, y'all, I'm getting ready to go. Thank y'all so much, everybody who donated. If y'all are looking for the haul, it's in the beginning of the video, probably the first, 45 minutes. All the links should be in the description bar of everything that I talked about. Thank y'all, everybody. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Remember to think, use common sense, science, magic, philosophy, psychology, technology. It all goes together. And that's how you make sense of everything. And it always goes back to the woman, because everything is a cycle. And the only thing that is cyclic, women. Okay? We're cyclic. That's us. Okay. Do right. Do right by your women so you don't end up like Diddy. Sprinkle, sprinkle. See y'all later. Bye.